next part of our playthrough. And we are looking for something from France. We're looking for Renault. And you might think in this series we need the Clio Sport race car. We actually don't. I'm going to get the Clio V6. And the only color that's really appropriate is the Nocturne, which is a purple icon, but it actually looks more like really dark with some shades of purple, so I think we're going to get that color. Also, because I don't really care for the other colors, to be honest. So yeah, Coochie Mint's here, and oh money, what's up? First thing we need to do is get tires, kind of as always. Super slicks, gotta have. Also gonna buy the slicks but not install them. Last time we tried the medium slicks and that had mixed results. Okay, so as for a turbo, look, we can't do an intercooler. We could do the NA tune-up, but it doesn't really bring that much to the table. We're gonna do the same thing as last time. Let's over-upgrade now, but then let's save a couple of upgrades in case we did it way too much. So we'll buy, even if this ends up being unnecessary, we'll buy some of the optional parts. I think that's all we should need. I don't think we need to do the port polish or the engine balancing. And then as for the suspension, let's buy a suspension and brakes. That could be useful for us. Forza 5, I haven't purchased it yet. I'm waiting for it to go on sale. And what's my favorite Need for Speed game? I'd say of all time, probably Most Wanted 05. Seems to be everybody's favorite, and for a good reason. I liked all the Hot Pursuit games, all three of them. So I'm gonna buy the LSD. Let's get it just in case. Yeah, you like Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2, Payback. I have Payback installed, but I just haven't played it yet. But we're gonna play Heat this weekend. Never played it before. So yeah, I think the other thing, I don't think we need to do anything else. We bought tires. We bought that turbo, so that was the most important thing. Should get Forza 4, you mean Horizon 4 Ultimate for $12? Absolutely. Go for it. So up next in GT3 is the Clio series, and here we need one of the two Renault Clios. And we got a mix of the usual suspects of tracks. So this will be, faster than the Vitz race, but some kind of long tracks. So we're just gonna be chilling. We got our drink though. So yeah, we don't need the race car because everybody's in a Clio V6. And yeah, to confirm, right now we're going to do ultra safe, super slick tires, stage 3 turbo, but nothing else. And let's see how far that gets us. I'm just totally guessing. Let's match the revs. It's the best sounding car ever. It's the Mazda 787B, without a doubt. So we did need the stage 3 at least. Or do we? Also, let me know if audio levels are good, because we did make some adjustments last week, and I think I changed everything back, but let me know if you guys can hear the game alright and everything looks good. Yeah, the Platinum Trophy in Heat, that's good news for me, because I love hunting for platinums on games that could actually do them. I finally 100%ed the 3 Ratchet & Clank games in the PS3. So that means I can finally pay Rift apart and, feel like I got a good grip of the series. And then we can go back to doing racing games. I know you guys saw none of me playing Ratchet, but that was like what I worked on for the last 2 months, and I'll play the PS5 game, and then I might be able to stream that if you guys are interested in that, although it's just totally out of left field. But yeah, I think we'll do a Need for Speed on the weekend, and then the weekend after, I think I'll probably buy Forza, so we'll probably do that for a stream or two. Meanwhile, keep these GT streams, you know. I'll try to do these like as our midweeks, or, you know, space them around where I can. But these series are pretty long. Okay, so we're pulling away, so we probably don't need the stage 3. But probably the stage 2 with racing chip will be good enough. So this race might be total domination. Oh well. Lamborghini Murcielago, the V12 engine, right? Lambo V12 is always good. Yeah, how about that F1 race this weekend, last weekend, where we had a actually interesting Grand Prix. The track actually delivered. I'm quite surprised. It looked like such a hard track, but had some good action, good wheel-to-wheel. We got a midfield podium, a very popular one. I said Alonso was going to win a race, and I wasn't quite right, but the podium was pretty good. Hey, he has got 2 chances of winning a race still. You never know. But I think, yeah, of the main midfield, only Lance and Yuki are yet to score a podium, and then obviously backmarkers if hell freezes over. But yeah, I'm not the biggest Alonso fan in the world, but I was pretty happy seeing him up on the podium, and he drove an amazing race, so he fully deserves it. Birthday's in 1 hour and 33, so we'll probably hit it on the stream. Alright, better approach to that corner. This car drives very weird. Probably should have put a lightweight upgrade on it, but I wasn't sure how it would drive with the full turbo. Yeah, the tire failures. I was expecting a Silverstone 2020, like, where the leaders get a puncture in the last lap. But F1 didn't want to put too much time in this weekend. They're saving it for the 2 last races, which are going to be crazy. We get a week off, which honestly might be for the best. But yeah, in 3 weeks' time, we will know who the F1 champion is, and that's quite scary. And this season, which is, I'd say, one of the best F1 seasons of all time. I know it's recency bias, but I do genuinely believe this is the best season of any, you know, running of F1. And it'll be over, and then we'll have 2022 to look forward to, which is also exciting. You're expecting a Baku too, yeah, where the leader just gets a puncture and then everybody scraps. But yeah, title fight, really close. Constructors title, really close. Midfield is great, even if it's like Ferrari, McLaren that are dominating most of the midfield. The other big 3 midfield teams, you know, Alpine, Aston Martin, and AlphaTauri, have had, you know, ups and downs and weekends, especially Alpine, but and then Williams sometimes randomly there. Just all around a great season. And honestly, there wasn't that many bad races. Because even the tracks you'd expect to be boring, like Russia and Spain, were actually quite entertaining. Especially Russia. That one genuinely shocked me. Brazil was really good. Yeah, if there's a DNF for either of the 2 title contenders, it's over. And I think Max can clinch the title if he outscores Lewis by something like 18 points or something like that. Basically, Hamilton needs to finish 7th to keep the title going. But if he DNFs, then Max like gets, I think, 4th place even, or not 4th, but like 3rd or 2nd, something like that. He wins the title, which Max, all season long, unless he runs into trouble, he always finishes in the top 2. And you know, I have full confidence that he can dispose of Bottas in that kind of situation, and Perez, Checo will not give him any issues. So looks like it's going to be a another Lewis Max 1-2 unless drama happens. But yeah, if Lewis wins with the fastest lap, then they go into Abu Dhabi on tied points, which is absolutely crazy. And, you know, if the Constructors title plays out a certain way, they could also be tied. It's going to go so close. I have no idea. I genuinely have no idea who's going to win. Max has the lead. All signs point to Lewis winning the next 2 races. Constructors title is pretty much neck and neck. It's going to be decided by whoever gets that, you know, 3rd podium spot. So if you're participating on the, you know, toxic Reddit, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, all the threads that have toxic comments, just watch the races, because they're just good. Just watch the racing. You're wasting your time on drama if you do that. Just watch it. Just watch the season. It's quite simple. Yeah, if they tie, instead of put him in a Haas car and have him do a drag race or something. Man. I swear, sometimes the season feels like it's scripted. I do have a feeling that we are going to get a thrilling ending. I'm not going to say why it's thrilling, but everyone's going to talk about the last race. I just have a feeling we're not going to forget Abu Dhabi this year. Yeah, Ferrari looks set to take 3rd on the Constructors title, and I'm pretty sure if they outscore McLaren, they confirm P3 in the Constructors. Because they're already like 40-something points ahead, and you can score a maximum of 44 points in a weekend in a Constructor, so pretty much if Ferrari outscores McLaren just by a little bit, they seal Constructors. And you know what? It's pretty much where, unless McLaren can get a double podium or get a 3-4 or 4-5 position in both races and Ferrari doesn't score, that's the only way they can turn the title around. So Ferrari looks to be pretty set. Yeah, I'd say Ferrari actually might be the title favorites next year. Doing some overreacting, good old overreacting, but they're quietly becoming another, you know, title challenger. I mean, they were already in that status a couple years ago, and just the engine cut is what hit them hard and exposed them, but they're clawing it right back. And yeah, F8, by the way, welcome to the stream. We're doing a night stream. F1's got 2 races left. There's a break this weekend, and then we have one the weekend after, and then one on December 12th. And then the season's over for like 4 months. But everyone's talking about it because it's really close. We don't know who's going to win the championship. Both the drivers and the teams. It's quite entertaining. You're missing out, man. It's a good year to be an F1 fan. I will say that. Well, Tap, we are dominating this race. I definitely overdid it with the upgrades. We'll drop it down. That's why I bought insurance. That's why I bought a Stage 2 turbo. Am I gonna watch the new Spider-Man movie? Yep, I probably will. Don't know if I'll see it in theaters, but I will definitely watch it. It looks good. I thought the other 2 Tom Holland Spider-Mans were pretty good. Yeah, it's so cool to see F1 growing as a sport. I know everybody talks about, oh, you're just a Drive to Survive fan, or oh, you are, you know, a fake fan or whatever. but it was it's genuinely nice to see people get interested in the sport. And then I run into people in public who wear team gear, and I have had random conversations with complete strangers about F1 this year that I haven't been able to do in like 2018 or 2019, and I love it. Personally, I love it, and I can't wait to go to a race in the next couple years. So what do I think about Max's damage limitation? Well, Max is doing a damn good job at, keeping his tail bit alive. He still has the lead. That's what I feel like everybody forgets, is that he still has a lead, and even if he takes second place in the next race, if he can just make sure Hamilton doesn't get that fastest lap, he will still be leading into Abu Dhabi. He only needs to win one race to have this title locked up. And I feel like everybody forgot last year, but Verstappen took pole and dominated the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix last year. And yeah, it was because Mercedes turned down the engines and Lewis was recovering from COVID, but, Red Bull are certainly quick on that track, and their engine has been pretty solid. Everyone says Mercedes is a rocket ship, but Red Bull are certainly going to be quick. Don't discount them. Don't discount either team. Just enjoy the race. Sup, Legend? So what's my favorite F1 season? I mean, I've only been watching since 2017, so while I could say something like, 2012 or 2007 or something, I didn't watch the season in full at the time they happened, so I'd say actually my favorite's 2021. But also shout out to 2017, because that was the year I got into F1, and obviously it's, I fell in love with this series. Even though there's pretty boring races, that was how I got to be a Ferrari fan, and it was a fun time being a Ferrari fan that year, even if we ended up losing. That season I'm nostalgic for. Also, it was the last year the cars didn't have a halo. But I'd say 2021's my favorite, outright. I thought last season was pretty good too, overall. Didn't really have a title fight, but the midfield battle and the individual races were awesome. Yeah, Verstappen is a missile. He will certainly finish in the top 2 if he doesn't have any issues. By the way, hey Kim, I did see that MKLeo won the Smash tournament. I didn't see how he won it though, I didn't watch the match. I saw Twitter was trending for it, so it means something spicy was happening. I haven't kept up with Smash that much though. This game was made 20 years ago, in 2001. It's old, but it's classic, and I love it. And we are absolutely dominating. We're more than half a minute ahead, it's up to this point where this race is boring. I watched Back to the Future movies. I've only seen the first one, I'm pretty sure. And personally, I didn't. I know why it's iconic, but I just don't really care for 80s movies at all. So, it doesn't really mean anything to me. I know everybody loves the DeLorean. So, all the Clios pitted on lap 9. So, that just shows we have total domination. So, we can drop to the slicks and drop to the lower turbo. Am I looking to Forza 5? Yeah, I'm gonna buy it. I just want the bugs to be fixed, and I don't want to pay full price. That's all I really ask for. But since I don't have an Xbox Series console, I have to play it on PC, on my 2017 laptop, and I think it's gonna look the same as Ryzen 4 on my computer. Not that I have an issue with it, but I don't see a rush to get into the hype right now if there's still bugs. Anyway, 15 minutes later, race 1's done. Yeah, Game Pass is the thing. I know. I can get it for $1 on a free trial. But I think I already used up my free trial a while ago. So yeah, I can only pay $15 to get it for a month, but I like to own my games. just because I like to waste my money. And I get it, if you buy the PC version you don't really have a disc or anything, you just have the digital thing, which is kind of the same thing as Game Pass, but I want to be able to come back to the game in 10 or 15 years and not have to repurchase anything. See, that was pretty boring. But we bagged $15,000, so pretty good. Here, a thumbnail shot. Just in case. Yeah, GT4, that's my favorite game of all time. This game is amazing, but GT4 is just a different level for me. Alright, so let's drop the power, since that was way too much. Let's just drop this to stage 2. And I'm going to keep the Super Slicks because this is Grand Valley. It's a little bit of a longer track. And yeah, let's keep it at that. Stage 2 should be fine. Hopefully it can produce a closer race. If not, then I don't know what I'm going to do because I didn't buy a stage 1 turbo or anything. I mean, you could try to win stock, but I don't think a professional league race works like that. And also they get such a good launch, so there's got to be something to these AI. Yeah, GT4 is definitely more wheel friendly than the first 3 games, but also does really well on the controller. So yes, Notato, surprise. I found myself with a few hours and I don't have to work tomorrow because it's Thanksgiving. So I figured let's do some streaming. It's night for me, but I realize morning for you. And this is much closer, even though I'm gonna be also dominating this race. At least I can, you know, drive with this field. They're doing a, you know, a snake formation. Assetto Corsa is a great game. I played a little bit of Assetto Corsa Competitive Zone, and that one was fun. The driving is really fun. Why did they slam on their brakes mid-corner? F8, have you actually played GT5, 6, or Sport? Because I can agree that GT6 could be disappointing, GT Sport could be disappointing, but I'd say GT5 is probably the most overlooked and underrated game in the racing space. Definitely in GT series, I feel like people they criticized GT5 too hard because it just took such a long time to make. But looking back, and I Platinum Trophy GT5 this year, I'd say GT5 was a fantastic game. It just was maybe a bit too ambitious and too reliant on online servers. But that doesn't make it a bad game or anything. And yeah, the AI are actually giving me a competition now, which, you know what, I'd rather have that than just dominate the race by, you know, a full minute every time. Yeah, Red Hot Chili Peppers, that has some good stuff. It's a great album too. I actually think something from Californication would also work pretty well. I think Tell Me Baby would be good. That one was from like what was their 2006 album? I don't remember. RCP has a lot of songs that could go really well with that. But yeah, I don't think we know anything about GT7 soundtrack, but I trust Polyphony to make one that slaps reasonably well. I still think GT3 is the best racing music. I can pretty much guarantee you that GT7's OST, its menu music, is gonna absolutely slap. Banger after banger. I love GT4's music, but I actually think GT5's menu music is the best. Total effort. Considering it was all done, you know, by multiple artists. The menu music, the lounge music, the jazz, techno. It's just great. SnakeEater, is it Beatdown? Because it's like a minute long. Because that's the only song that I'm really annoyed at in GT Sport. A little bit of a mini spin. Yeah. I liked GT6 when I was 13, but I do realize that the game was kind of like banking off of GT5. It was basically GT5 DLC, which to me I was fine, but it was a pretty short game. And if you compare it to the other, you know, second iterations of GT on a console, GT2 and GT4, it didn't bring that much new stuff to the table. Yeah, GT Sport, my favorite race song is Run Boy Run. It's just a really hype song too. I listen to that one actually like when I'm right before I'm about to take a school exam or an actuarial exam. That's on my playlist. It just slaps. Is that fishy? Evil Death Roll, nice. I don't remember that one, but I do have the soundtrack on Spotify, so I'll check it out again. It's been a while since I listened to GT Sports soundtrack. The thing with like old games music, both the licensed stuff and the, you know, in-house music, is there's a lot of games that aren't made to, you know, sell necessarily, but they're made to be creative. And I think GT's music fits really well with driving music. This game, I know I can't play their soundtrack, but I think GT3's race music is the best they've come up with as a whole package. Hey, Aerie. Some of my very favorite songs are in this game. Turbo Lover, She Sells Sanctuary, Are You Gonna Go My Way? All the stuff's really good. And also, like, you know, the in-house race music. Yeah, there's a lot of copyright stuff that like gets you. There's a Jimi Hendrix song in here. It's Stone Free. It absolutely slaps. It's just, it will instantly mute your whole video. Oh, and then of course 99 Red Balloons by Goldfinger. That's a song that I didn't really like when I was a kid, but then I, you know, listened to it again, and then I looked at the lyrics and what it was a cover of and everything, and I think now it's like, you know, absolutely great for driving to. And then the best song in the game is Kickstart My Heart. And that one was like one of my favorite songs growing up. But yeah, we get to just listen to the engine music on YouTube, but you can pull up GT3's soundtrack and put it on background if you want to, I don't know, simulate the experience. Car dealer theme, yeah, it's great. Forza add Lil Nas in the radio. Forza Horizon 4 had Run for Cover by The Killers, and honestly, like, the song's alright on its own, but it just does not fit well for driving. Like, honestly, most of The Killers' music isn't suited for driving. Yeah, after a close first couple laps, we're back to dominating. But this time I'm going to keep the stage 2 on. You're still using the regular Xbox One? Yeah, I imagine the game runs at 30 FPS though, which in the modern era, that's just hard to stomach. Hey, SkyQ or Skyglass customer, press the red button so you can watch the highlights alongside. Yeah, I want to watch the race highlights before the race is even finished. Totally. One thing I don't like about F1 TV is right before the broadcast they push ads for the pit lane channel and the podium access and like the side TV shows, but they make it as an advertisement right before the race broadcast, and we don't get the Martin Brundle grid walk or anything like that. We have to watch those ads, even though I pay $80 a year for F1 TV. I think it's kind of ridiculous. Yeah, the ads aren't that terrible, but like the reason I subscribe to F1 is so I can have access to pit lane channel and the main channel and the driver onboards and all that live. I already know what I'm paying for. You don't have to advertise a second time to me. You watch F1 races on Discord? Nice. See, usually like when I show my friends F1, I'm the one who hosts it. So either we do a Zoom call where I just share my screen, or if I was in person, I'd bring my laptop over, or like I have it on an app on my TV, and I'd be the person who has it. But yeah, it's $80 a year. I think I got it on a $60 discount last year, but it's what, 21 races, 22 races. I think this year's 23 races, right? I think it's worth it. Considering you get, all access, you get every single driver's onboard cameras, uncensored radio, the pit lane channel. I think it's worth it. And then you also get the archive, like the last, 40 years of F1, all the full races, so. Yeah, it's $80 a year, so not a month, but it's like $10 a month or $80 a year. So if you do the math, it's basically saving $40. And per month it costs like, just a bit less than like Netflix. And, I pay for Spotify, which is $10 a month, so to me, I don't mind because I watch F1 every time there's a race. I do have a Discord server. Are you not in it? James, could you pass the link in the chat if you're still there? Actually added the 4TT Mark II. I did hop into Asphalt 8 today because I was a little bored. Just check out the new update and claim that free Lambo that they gave out. But something that really annoyed me was the 30-second unskippable Crypto.com ads that I got like 4 times in a row, and that just made me want to stop playing altogether. Looks like I can't see it. Alright. I'm gonna add it manually because I'm bored. But I don't know if James has permission or something. I know when I used to mod other channels, I would not be able to post links even if I was a mod. So, here. Let me just quickly open my phone, check a message while I'm paused. Yeah, I don't play Asphalt full time anymore. I just do it for the novelty. Whoa. Forgot what speed I was going. But yeah. You know, I quit Asphalt in May. I didn't delete the games or anything. I just don't play them every day anymore. I just kind of check in to see what's up, and, you know, is the game worth giving my time to, which most of the time it isn't. You know, I get a kick out of a race here and there, but, you know, a lot has to be going in its way for me to get back to the game. So, like, a free or stupidly easy car, or a free try event that has boosters enabled without me having to pay for them. You know, some esports thing. Those are the only things that would like get me to sniff the game again, but I really don't care. You know, I have a job, so, and I make money from my job. So if I were to do a task, then I'd rather do, you know, the one that I get paid for, and then play games, you know, that are fun, that you can play. Hey, boss fight. So I finished Breaking Point this week in F1 2021. After the stream, I played through the rest of Breaking Point. I think it's alright, but personally, like, as a plot, I think they didn't do enough with it. The game ended too soon. Like, once the plot started to get, as cheesy it was, as soon as the plot started to get good, it was over. Yeah, it's sort of a Thanksgiving stream. I didn't really want to theme it Thanksgiving, but it's more so, it's the middle of the week. I don't have work tomorrow, so I can do a kind of late night stream. So that's just what we're doing. So everybody's pitting early. We're going to attempt to not stop. But yeah. I thought for a racing game story, you know, it's cheesy. And it doesn't account for, you know, variation where, you know, if you finish higher than expected, does it change the narrative a little bit? You know, little intricacies like that, it's missing, obviously. And, you know, the characters are written reasonably well. You know, they make Devin Butler really unlikable. They make the two, you know, protagonists, Casper and Aiden. And they write the characters reasonably well. They write the boss well. But, the actual F1 drivers themselves, Lando Norris is the only driver who has a line in Breaking Point, and it's like, I haven't heard who got the seat. That's his only line. And that's the only line any F1 driver actually gets. Everything is just the lifeless NPC models. They're just scattered throughout. It's freaking hilarious. So, I wish they did more with Breaking Point, and I think it was way too short. Considering that was like a main thing they advertised, it was, not so big. And then I tried out the My Team Career Mode, which I think it's neat, but it's just F1 Career Mode again. And, you know, I've done it 3 times already. I did it in 2017, 18, and 19. I did a full season. The only difference is you get to do your own team. You get to sign drivers and do the facilities, which is pretty neat, but then after a few races it wears off, so yeah. That's the car that got me into games. Ferrari F355. Ferrari F355 F1 specifically. Because that was in Need for Speed 3 Hot Pursuit, my first ever car video game. First ever racing game. That is still my dream car to this day, and I don't know if you can see it. That is a canvas print of the 355. One day I will own that. One day. The pushback from Ocon on Casper. Yeah, that's the thing, is they try to include the F1 drivers in, or at the very end, a spoiler alert by the way, but the spoiler alert, when you finish on the podium and Lewis and Max are there, they don't have a line at all, they just have their lifeless NPCs and they shake your hand. But like, come on. And also the character models look pretty garbage in that game still. For a 2021 game, and I have the PS5 version, for a 2021 game, the player models still look like trash. You know, we have 8K support, we got ray tracing, we got regular 4K 60 FPS available to us. And you have games like The Last of Us and Uncharted and God of War and Gran Turismo that are just S tier, top of the line, and that was on the PS4. You tell me with the new hardware they can't make better player models? So I just felt like F1 2021 feels like a lazy game, honestly. You know, it's all too familiar. Here's the tip, Royal Kim. Grind Dream Car Championship in A-spec. It goes a lot faster, and you get a ton of credits. An absolute ton of credits over time. And that way you don't have to leave your PS3 on overnight. You do kind of have to be around it every 20 minutes or so, but it's in my opinion, the best way to grind money is Dream Car Championship. And then you get a ton of XP too. So if you're going for something like the Platinum Trophy, it also helps with the experience, the 500 race Arab experience. I did a lot of research about platinuming GT5 after the online servers closed. Post a meme about the DS4 chaos. I might make a meme about it again. You know, I had an idea that came up in my head this morning. Literally this morning, about another asphalt meme I could make. I won't tell you guys because I wouldn't want to spoil the surprise, but thought about making it, but was like, well, I don't play that game anymore. But you know, just to tease everybody, I should put another meme. I'll make one this weekend, maybe. Just for you guys. Show I never left. Not really. Hey, SpongeBob. We are a full minute ahead, even on the Stage 2 Turbo. Your mother's currently downstairs, you don't want to get caught. What? Get caught with your phone? Life advice, put in headphones, shut your door, or turn off the stream. Your 3 options. Hey Beater, spell iCup. Another 15K in the bag. Another stupidly easy race win. Oh, so do we detune even further? Here's the thing, it's Route 11. And I kind of want to get through Route 11 ASAP. So let's continue with the Stage 2. And just paint through it. This is one of those series where it's like really hard to judge because it's 5 races, but it's also the Renault Clio. You want to make it interesting, but it also kind of drags on for way too long. They should have thrown this in the amateur league or something. Yeah, Route 11 I love to drive, but I hate to race the AI on because the AI have such brainless routes on this track. See, like, they're going Stage 2 turbo pace, but you know, I take better lines and I brake later than them. I have better pace than them, despite I think they're on stage 2 turbos. So it's really hard to judge, and I know, suffering from success, but you know, considering how crazy hard the gold times are in this game, AI, and I understand this game's meant to be a one-size-fits-all in terms of difficulty, but I don't know. Prussian League has no rubber banding, but is this really the fastest the AI can go? Do I own a real life car? Yeah, of course I do. I've been driving a Dodge Dart for over 5 years now. I have a 2015 Dodge Dart Rally. And I love it. I'm sure you can scope around this channel to find it. I've done plenty of videos here and there with it. Even in 2021. Yeah, I say I have more pace. Here you go. Take P1 after 1 lap, basically. Then drive off into the sunset. Or I guess the moonlight? I don't know. Ferris wheel. And then like ports. Trying to like space out the AI so I can, you know, create a close race, but oh, I wasn't looking, I was reading chat instead of watching. Yeah, I got hit by a Mercedes a couple years ago. That was like the saddest day of my life at that point. Because, you know, I don't know if I ever told the full story, but I'll tell it now since, you know, we're bored. I was picking up my parents from the car dealership because they were getting their Jeep serviced. It was at a Dodge, you know, Chrysler Jeep dealership. I'd taken my Dart there before, but that's beside the point. I was picking my parents up from the dealership. So I park in the front of the dealership and, you know, wait for them to go, you know, show up in my car, because they were dropping their car off. But since their appointment was at like something like, you know, 7, 8 a.m., I slept in, and, you know, I just knew I had to pick them up. I drive up there, I park in the front, you know, wait for them to come to my car, and, you know, they get in my car, so it's like, alright, let's roll. Put it in reverse, start going backwards, you know, creeping back, getting ready to make, you know, my turn out of the parking spot. And I see in my rearview camera the Mercedes from another parking spot just start flying towards my car, like, you know, in reverse. And it all happened so quickly in like less than a second. So all I did was kind of just like scream. I didn't like feel in danger. I just knew I was gonna get hit. I wanted to, you know, ideally I should have thrown it back in gear and then pulled back into the parking spot, but I just didn't have enough reaction time to do that. So Mercedes just didn't see me at all, and just, you know, I stopped my car. I had enough reaction time to fully stop reversing, but then after that, the Mercedes just didn't see me and just rear-ended right into me. So that took out my rear bumper. And thankfully, you know, we have that good old insurance, so I didn't have to pay a dime, but I did have to have my car, you know, in the body shop for a good, like, you know, 2 weeks. First I drove around a little bit with a bad bumper, and then I had to put it in a body shop and wait, like, you know, a week and a half or so for them to paint it and all that. It wasn't even Daddy paid for it, it was just the Mercedes. It was a lady in a Mercedes, and yeah, her insurance covered it. Actually, I used up my one accident forgiveness thing on that frickin' rear ender. Not even a serious accident. So now I can't get into another accident, otherwise insurance rates will go up until I'm 25. Yay. That was 2 years ago, so far so good. But yeah, considering, it's my first car, I'd never been in an accident, I never caused an accident, I still have never caused an accident. Just to see my baby basically get hurt like that with that no fault of its own. The flat tire was my fault. That was that 2018? I think it was 2018. Yeah. That one was my fault. Even though the circumstances were really weird. And that one didn't require insurance or anything, I just had to get a new tire. But, it's kind of cruel. So, on this day, I don't know if you guys are familiar with it in your country, but there's a donut place called Krispy Kreme. Krispy Kreme on this day was having a deal where if you bought 1 dozen donuts, you get a second dozen free. And my brother and I were bored, so we're like, let's drive out to Krispy Kreme and get ourselves some free donuts. So, saving $10 or whatever on donuts. In an effort to save $10, I do some $180 in tires and tow truck to my car. So it didn't really save money at all. So it's just really expensive donuts if you want to look at it that way. But yeah, anyway, so we get our donuts and we're driving back. And I'm in traffic. We're going about 45 miles an hour or so. It's a major road. And the guy in front of me, I'm following him reasonably closely. I'm not like tailgating him, but it's traffic. Everybody follows kind of close. And the guy in front of me quickly like swerves into the left lane, and I'm like, huh? And then I see this giant tire coming at me, and it's not like coming at me, but it's laying flat on the ground. And there's also an open manhole. I hit both. First, the puncture itself from my tire was from hitting the open manhole. I punctured one of my tires. And I also hit with the front splitter of my car, and thank God it was just a plastic front splitter that was only $20 to replace. I hit the tire. It's like a semi-truck tire, but it's fully intact and everything. And and I didn't hit the tire at 40 miles an hour. Like, I hit the manhole and I was slamming on my brakes at that point, but I stopped right into the tire. So that was awkward because now I'm on a busy road. Everybody's doing 45 miles an hour around me. I have a flat tire. I'm stuck. I can't reverse out. So I call my parents, I call the police, and I ask to get my car towed and get a new tire. So that kind of sucked, but the donuts were yummy. Even if I had to ultimately wait until I got home, which was like 2-3 hours later. Yeah, those are both my Dart trouble stories. The only other issues I have with the Dart was mechanical related stuff, which the worst thing was I needed an air conditioning pump replaced, and that was like $400. I was so mad at that because it was like a pebble got stuck in my front grille and happened on the way back from when I was driving to Red America. Freaking rock went through my grill and got stuck in the AC pump, so I couldn't get hot air, and they charged me almost $400 to get that removed and replace the pump. Yeah, anything for the donuts. Soul for a soul, right? Yeah. I mean, I haven't had an engine failure or anything like that in my car. I mean, the darts, you know, air conditioning, that was caused by me driving on the highway and a rock, you know, probably kicked up from some other guy's tires, lodging its way into my grill and finding its way into the air conditioning pump. Like, what's the dumb chance of that happening? I think the other thing I had was like a spark plug issue, but that was when it was under warranty, so it was free for me. And then, of course, you know, you got your oil change, but every car needs an oil change. And I recently learned how to do it myself, so I no longer pay a dealership to do my oil changes. My dad showed me how to change my own oil, so I did my own oil change this year. So wait, so I've heard of the Krispy Kreme promo where if you show your COVID vaccine card, you get a free donut. I thought that was just, you know, a daily thing, but now they're doing it for the rest of the year. I know in my area they bumped it up to you got 2 free donuts a day. But still. America moment. The donuts will convince people to get the vaccine. Totally. I think it's freaking funny though. The only thing that's sad is, for me, Krispy Kreme is like a good 25 minutes away from my house. So, you know, that's why when my brother and I did that, you know, buy one get one free dozen thing a couple years ago. You know, that's why we made the effort to make the trip, because, you know, it was gonna be, you know, like a fun hour-and-a-half total trip. But to drive out 25 minutes there and back, so 15 minutes at least, to get, you know, 1 or 2 free donuts, it's kind of a lot because it's gas. And there's also nothing else going on there. Yeah, more calories. I have a bakery near my house that makes donuts that are admittedly not Krispy Kremes, but they're also delicious. And, you know, I can eat 1 or 2 donuts and be completely fine with that. Put a box of Krispy Kremes in front of me, and I can devour that whole thing in about 5 minutes. At least in high school, I was able to do that. What's up, Classic Mario? That was a bad corner, but I'm way ahead. Bonk. Just had an overall sloppy lap. Damn, the free Lambo is a premium car for $15. Yeah, you know, Asphalt, you know what's the thing about Asphalt 8? It's time to roast Asphalt 8 again. They had like an Instagram ad. I don't know if you guys seen it. Probably have, but, you know, they promoted a new update and they had the driver avatar, which, you know, this year they decided to push, you know, custom driver avatar clothing and stuff. They've added emotes, and the emote they decided to promote for the new update is Gangnam Style, which is ironically the same one that is in EA's F1 2021. So it's like they just now figured out how to get the license for that dance or something. But considering it's a game from 2013, it really feels like a game that is stuck in time. So yeah, I don't know who's crazy enough to spend tokens on driver clothing and podium emotes, and especially Gangnam Style. And to be fair, all of the podium emotes or celebrations from like all the games. I remember Black Ops 3 did a similar thing. It's all outdated stuff, like there's the dabbing and the hotline bling and the whip and nay. Like, come on. Only funny to like 9-year-olds. And also they made it so that you have to watch both the intro animation for the drivers and the podium animation at the beginning of any race, which makes it a lot more annoying when you're trying to like play the same race, trying to get a good time, because it just wastes your time. You want to get straight to the racing, straight to the action, and it's just adding more seconds. It sucks. It doesn't add anything fun. I don't care about the drivers. I don't care about a podium dance, especially since it's like Gangnam Style, and that seems to be the only one they have right now. Play Asphalt again. I just explained. I actually played Asphalt 8 for, you know, a good 10 minutes today on my phone because I was killing time, and what made me turn the game off was the 30-second unskippable Crypto.com ads that I got like 4 times in a row in like the span of 5 minutes. That wastes my life, man. And they're pushing the, oh, pay 99 cents to remove all ads. And I seriously considered doing that, even though I don't play Asphalt 8 anymore. I was so annoyed at that. Then I realized, like, wait, why do I want to give them money if I don't even play this game? I should just not play it at all, right? There's no incentive to anyway. Everything's just festival coins, suspension cup, play at MPE, drive the same dominant cars that all drive the same, so I really don't care for it. Yeah, I can't skip it. I used to be able to, if you, on an Android phone, you used to be able to hit the back arrow where it says, do you want to end the video? That way you could at least, you know, skip the ad, sort of. Can't do that anymore. If you do it, it pauses the ad or even restarts it. So, no way to X out of it. Even if you straight up click on the ad, if you go back to the game, you have to watch the rest of it, which is freaking stupid. So, yeah. That totally makes me want to keep playing Asphalt. Especially like when you're trying to do boosters and you're trying to time your boosters and you're wasting precious time watching an ad. Here's the thing, because if I have no internet connection and I only have my phone, Chess and Minesweeper are all you need to have. Those don't require an internet connection. And if you're into it, and also, you know what, I have the game Motorsport Manager, which I only play on airplanes. I haven't played it in like 2 years almost. But Motorsport Manager is awesome to play on a plane when you have a couple hours to kill. Yep, they're pitting. Some of them pitted on different laps. But another race we're going to win by a minute. Yeah, Horizon 5, I do plan to play it, I just haven't bought it yet. Probably gonna get it on PC. I just want to outright buy it. I don't want to get Game Pass, because if I have Game Pass for 3 months, that's the same price as having the game itself, and you know, I'm not one to grind out a racing game in, you know, 1 month. Especially Horizon 5 that constantly gets updated. I'd rather just buy it and then be able to pick it up whenever I have time across, like, you know, a year or two. I'm not in a huge rush to play it. Especially since I've been, like, picking up retro games and playing through it. Like, again, I always say, I just bought like a month and a half ago, I bought the Ratchet & Clank collection on PS3. I 100%ed it completely, even though the original games came out almost 20 years ago, and the HD collection came out almost 10 years ago. I just now got to playing it and 100%ing all 3 games, and it was great. I didn't have to deal with any stupid, you know, game-breaking bugs or updates or game bottle caps or anything. Bottlenecks. Yeah, it's a GT3 night stream, and we're driving a night track that we just finished. Race 3 done. This championship is dragging, I gotta say. Another strong race from the blue Clio. Did I buy anything Black Friday? Black Friday is Friday, so 2 days. I've had stuff on my radar, but I haven't pounced on anything yet. I don't know if I should buy a Google Pixel, because I kind of want a new phone, because my battery life sucks, but I haven't found a phone I really, really want that's worth forking over a few $100s for. Yep, 50 hours. What's next? This one will be shorter. I didn't mean to qualify, and I won't qualify. But what I will do is I will switch to the softer tires. Alright, so if I take off the turbo, so look, we're at 339 horsepower. What happens if I just put on, like, the exhaust and stuff? That brings me up to 280. Stage 1 probably would have been best, but... oh well. Let's just roll with Stage 2 still, and just drive with the softer tires. Yeah, buy a G29 if you haven't had a wheel yet. You should be able to get a used one, or one on Amazon for pretty cheap. Yeah, F8. This is what I mean by, like, you know, that we're far from done from this game. Championships drag because we have pretty long races. It only seems like 10 laps, and 10 laps not that much, but you consider how many races are 10 lappers or 15 lappers, it's quite a lot. And then we have the entire Endurance League. It adds up pretty quickly, and it's a long time to get through small chunks of the game. So that's where I mean, like, you know, you get easily super fatigued on this game, in this part of the game. So that's why I suggested to play like F1 or Need for Speed or other games. That's why I'm chatting, so that, you know, I could stomach through this game. Yeah. Thankfully, this is probably the last time we'll drive a slow car for a while, until the MX-5 Endurance, but that one's only 40 laps, so it's not even the length of one of these championships, to be honest. I just don't want to burn out in this game right before GT7 comes out, you know? Because I want to be excited to play GT7. Yeah. Like I said at the beginning, this could have been a beginner or amateur league series and it would have been perfectly appropriate. But to make it a 5-race professional series, 10 laps each, they just drag it on way too long. Or even if they do make it professionally, make it only like 3 races. You don't need to make it a 5-race championship. And if it is a championship, why not use the race cars? So, missed opportunity. GT4 does a better job at one make race series. But GT4 is also ridiculously long. But at least it's not because parts of the game drag through, it's just because there's just a sheer amount of content. It's crazy. But yeah, for my Black Friday, I'm hoping Horizon 5 goes on sale. If not, oh well. I plan to buy, Ratchet Clank Rift Apart on the PS5. Probably gonna get another PS5 controller. Maybe a new phone. Maybe stream upgrade or something if I really feel like it. Or some other games I just haven't picked up yet. You know, the tracks have been the same pretty much for the Vitz race, the Elise race, and then what's later to come is the Tuscan race. It's like Polyphony made these 4 series as painful as possible. Pixel 6 5A. I was planning on getting the 5A because it's on sale for only $400 and it's got 5G. But I hear it has an overheating issue, so that's what makes me hesitant to buy it. And also it's only 128 gig, and ideally I'd like 256, but you know, I don't know. I just feel like every time I upgrade the storage in my phone, I run into the same problem that after a few years I run out and I have to delete stuff. I don't like doing that. Yeah, external hard drive is also something I should probably invest in. Something I've wanted to get is like, well, I don't need it right now, but I'll probably need it in a couple years, is a NVMe hard drive expansion for my PS5, but those things are like $500 right now, and it's crazy. It's like as much as the console itself. And I don't have a storage issue yet, I'm just funneling off everything to a USB external hard drive, but I know the PS5 has limited storage space, and you can only play PS5 games on the SSD. You could store the PS5 games in the hard drive, but you can't play them. You'd have to move them. But yeah, I want to get an SSD for the PS5. But it's so expensive. And also with that chip shortage and supply chain issues and all that jazz, it doesn't seem to be worth it. Yeah, IA will run into the same issue. At least with IA, you'll have a couple more of the 3-race series, like we had at the beginning of Professional League. But once we get into the championships that are in IA, it's going to really suck. At least we'll be able to drive some faster cars, but you know, there's a couple that like really just drag on. Really? An NVMe 1TB? I forget if it's NVMe, but I think that's what it is. Whatever the PS5 hard drive is. I could have sworn on, like, Best Buy and Micro Center and stuff, it's in the multi-$100 range. Yeah, endurance races are a whole different beast. Like, they are genuinely fun races, but they grind. And there's 10 of them. A couple of them are shorter. There's no critically long ones. I think the longest one is like 2.5 hours, which is not awful. And And you get a nice cash bonus and prize car at the end. But it does drag. Will the stream be longer? I don't know, idea. I might go back down to get some cake. Mr. Beast dropped his Squid Game video. I actually watched it today. And it was a good video. But you know what it felt like? It felt like a Mr. Beast video. Not that that's a bad thing. It was impressive that they did all the sets and everything though. It looks really nice. I mean, save you some cake. I will. I'm not gonna eat the whole thing in one sitting. That's not a cake, it's a 1.9 TDI. The cake is a lie. Yeah, the AIs are gone, even on the softer tires. Stage 1. The thing is what the stage 1 is, the car just becomes slower and you're just on the track longer. It's just more of a drag. That was the one thing, like, I love how Gran Turismo is pick your own difficulty. But there are some scenarios where I just want to get a race over with, and I don't exactly mind just putting the best upgrade available on a car and just forgetting about it. Should we just for fun, since we're 20 seconds ahead, pit and catch them on the last 2 laps? I mentioned cake and craving some. Yeah, because at the beginning of the stream, my parents asked if I wanted some cake because they bought one from a bakery today. They were having some and I said nah. But I think I'll get some after the stream. At least this race will go a bit shorter since it's only a minute 20 laps. But I think the last race is Monaco. I am scared to learn how many laps are in that one. Look at our lap times, by the way. 122.6, 122.4, 122.6. I mean, we're in that all. Diving in the pits. Let's see. If I lose this race just from pitting too early, then so be it. Ooh, Steam. Items for my wish list are on sale. Please be Forza Horizon 5. It's not. Are you kidding me? Assetto Corsa is $13. I paid $20 for it for the PS4 version. Son of a bitch. Wow. Well, I guess my PC still can't run it as well as the PS5 can, but man, I bought too early. Yeah, we have the IB license already. We're driving a IB license series right now. I mean, here's the thing is, tonight, I obviously don't have time to do a TBR series, grind arcade mode, do the amateur league, and obviously do all the IA segments. We'd be up all night and then some. But once we finish this championship, we might be able to do a round of Scriblio or something. Yes, I'm talking about Assetto Corsa Competizone, the new one. So we pitted and came out ahead of everybody else still. Oh, and yet they still pit. Man. Well, let's go for fastest lap, I guess. But we pitted a lap before, though. So we got our gap back. I'm going for fastest lap, though. Let's bank the fastest lap. If I didn't get a 121.2, I'm a clown. No, it's a 120.3. I want to bank that. I mean, if you pull into the pits, it will still finish. Maybe we'll do it for Monaco on the last race. Monaco is one of those tracks where the AI just can't drive it. You can ridiculously underpower the car. Which, by the way, we clinched the championship a long time ago. But, God, the replay cameras are just goated. Yeah, this game was released in 2001. 20 years ago. Crazy how time flies. "15 laps? Come on, Polyphony." Well, let's get this over with. We're still running the regular slicks, but I don't care. This race is going to be total domination. We'll just one-stop it. Man, 15 laps. Polyphony, why'd you have to just top that off at the end? I know why. It's because Monaco is a shorter track. It's shorter in distance, but the lap times are slow because it's a slow track. There's a lot of braking and a lot of slow speed corners. Mini drift from the other purple one. Man, he's just spinny. Careful what you wish for. What if I told you there's endurance races where they are that evil? But yeah. 15 laps is usually most of the IA license races, but for some reason we go from 10 to 15 at the end of this championship. Just for Monaco. Because why not? Let's go. Let's give him some space in the chicane. By give him space, I mean bump and run. Dodge the inside of the swimming pool. That didn't work. This is swimming pool. Oh, I wasn't reading the chat and I just yeeted to the right. But yeah, I can do the math. It takes about 1:50 to lap this track. It's 15 laps. That's like what? 25 minutes or so? So, I don't know. Maybe we won't do variety today because I might be too tired. Yeah, because, fun little tidbit, 78 laps is the exact distance of the F1 Monaco Grand Prix in real life. Because, you know, in F1 rules, every Grand Prix is 300 kilometers or 180 miles, and 78 laps is 180 miles of Monaco. Possible because all the lap counter is the number. But yeah, 78 wasn't just an arbitrary number. They did that because in real life the Monaco Grand Prix is 78 laps long. GT wanted to be such trolls that they're like, yeah, let's just straight up put the Monaco Grand Prix in this game. Because we can. But that comes later on in this game. In GT4, they bump it up where there's 15 F1 length races in its championship. Not troll, they just want to be accurate to real life. But that just means a long, long race. There is a glitch on this track where you can go out of bounds and then run this track in a circle. The lap time would be cut down to about 20 seconds a lap, making the endurance possible in like, you know, half an hour. But in order to get the glitch and out of bounds, you have to hit a specific spot, and I haven't been able to do it yet. I haven't practiced it, but 200 laps of Asphalt 8? What, that's just running MP all day, basically. I think the longest I've ever seen in Gran Turismo is 125 laps of Super Speedway. Amazingly, that only takes about an hour to complete. Obviously, the 24-hour endurances take a lot longer, and like a lot more laps. So I think I ran somewhere around like 900 laps on the Tsukuba 9-hour. I ran 400 laps of Le Mans. On the Super Speedway, this is in Gran Turismo 4, a lap takes about 25 seconds. So, it's about 60 minutes. So, in the game, it's not that long of a race time-wise. In this game, though, the longest race is the Tokyo 246 endurance. It's 100 laps of Tokyo Route 246, and that takes about 1.5 minutes to complete a lap. Takes about 2.5 or so hours to do. But in GT4 and GT5, there are 24-hour races, so not even... GT3's endurances pale in comparison to GT4's. And that is the main reason why I don't want to fully 100% play through GT4. I would love to be able to go back to GT4 and stream it, I just don't have enough time. Yeah, 2.5 hours for one race. Even in GT4, like I said, the F1 length, you know, races take about an hour and a half to 2 hours, more or less. Some of them are shorter, some of them are longer. but Monaco takes the longest because it's the slowest average speed of any of the tracks. Because there's so many, sharp turns and stuff where you have to use second gear, first gear even. What's up, Rio? Is it Shinka? What's up? Hamburger, cheeseburger, Big Mac, Whopper. Man, that's a throwback song. I know that became a resurgence this year. But I remember when I was 14 and I listened to that song. It was silly. But yeah. Big Mac, Whopper. Hamburger, cheeseburger, Big Mac, Whopper. What shitposting YouTube channel do I watch? Alpha Max Nova 1. I know he does the Spinella edits, but his non-F1 content is actually fire. Shitposting. Gus Johnson, but he got exposed, and he's in some bad drama. He did some bad stuff, so I don't think I'll be watching him for a while. Off the top of my head, Ian Kung, he's a comedy YouTuber similar to Gus Johnson. See, I go on Twitter and Reddit for all my memes. And Discord. Very soon, I figured. The worst race in GT3, it's the test course in the Vitz race. That was the most diabolical thing Polyphony put in this game, was that even if it was only 10 laps, just crawling at 160 miles an hour in the Vitz with nothing to do but just stare at the void that is the test course sky and the straight lines. At least, I was streaming that and we were jamming out and stuff, but that race sucks. That's the only one that I really hate. Most of the other races, if you look at a race individually, if you just take this 15 lapper alone, I don't actually mind doing a 15 lap race at all. But doing multiple ones in a row, it just feels like it drags on and on. But we're doing this in the name of completion. It will be worth it in the end. Because this is required for 100%. And 100%ing a game is, in my opinion, the best way to fully experience a game. So that includes doing the mundane tasks and all the grinding if it requires it. Which, in this game, the grinding is actually just doing the race series in Professional League. Yeah. At least we got Rally League out of the way. Rally League, I thought was going to drag, but it's relatively short. Endurance League might drag a bit. But I feel like if I do this where I do, a couple weekday streams here and there, we could be able to knock it out in a couple of weeks rather than dragging it out for months at a time. Plus, not every endurance is long. There's some where you might be able to do 2 at a time. Corbin, what's up? Are you guys talking about school? I feel like such a boomer. I have to go to work. I don't do class anymore. But I don't work tomorrow. Tomorrow's my first Thursday off in what feels like forever. In fact, I don't think I ever had a Thursday off yet, so yay. Alright, we'll pit on this lap. Just so we can get some tires. They aren't exactly dead, but they won't make it 15 laps, so no point in delaying. Even though our lap times seem fine. Yeah, we're 40 seconds ahead. I mean, if you look at it another way, F8, the first part of GT3, the beginning of the race, is where you're driving cars at a snail's pace. They also kind of drag, but it depends how you treat it. We did it where we did the license challenge where we tried to squeeze money and barely skid by with cars, upgrading as little as possible, and we made that fun. But professionally, you just kind of have to guess and upgrade because you can't change your mind in most of them. Here's the thing: is we don't need a turbo for this championship, but if we don't have the turbo, the car is slower, so we spend more time on track. So it's a double-edged sword, because I don't really care for the Clio as a car. I don't love driving it. I don't hate driving it, but I'm not super excited to drive this car, so the faster and sooner I can get done with it, better, but I also don't want to, make it completely boring. That's, I am driving completely, in my own zone. But we have the same power as the AI. I'm just driving faster than the AI simply. The only way to make it more close is if I cripplingly underpower my car. But that just makes it unfair. So, you're openly admitting that you bought an Asphalt 9. You realize that's cheating, right? That's against game off terms of service, and you can ban your account and all that spicy jazz. 11 million rep. Man, game off needs to up their anti-cheat. In my opinion, I've seen so much on Facebook groups and all that. People asking if they can join a club, and they're always like, how much rep can you do per day? As if, they make Asphalt their full-time job. And it kind of sucks. You're doing a full-time job and not getting paid. Snitches get stitches. Yeah, but you guys actively make the game worse for people who try to play the game fairly. The people who actually spend their time to grind multiplayer, get their rewards and all that, get recognition. Yeah, botting Asphalt 9 exists. I personally, won't tattle on you, but I don't think that, don't brag about your rewards if you bot. And don't try to say that you're a fair player if you bot. Even if you bought the 11 million rep, it's Just the sheer fact that you have to get it to that amount, pretty sad in my opinion. How's life going? It's going alright. I gotta, well, figure out what to do for Black Friday, and I gotta buy stuff. I gotta buy gifts and stuff for myself too, I guess. Beep boop, I'm a robot. I find it ironic that Subin will be, you know, he will openly bait a Game Left, you know, employee into the Discord DMs and then tell her to go F herself. And then, as retaliation, cheat in the actual video game. And then think they're in the right. That's sad to me. Touch grass. See, you're just justifying it, but, you know, a murderer doesn't say, oh, there's too many people on the planet, so why should I be able to, why is it bad if I take a few off of it? Oh, people die every day. See, you know, you can't argue like that. I don't care, I will call it out. As someone who dabbled a lot in esports and competition and moderating and leading my team and having to kick out cheaters and stuff, you know, I know what I'm talking about. Why do people say touch grass? Because it's obvious that you don't get any sunlight. They're down bad too much. What's going on, Asphalt 9? Another update. Everyone's gonna get hyped for the new Drive Syndicate, and then, you know, they're gonna get the rug pulled under them again. They're gonna complain again. The cycle's just gonna keep repeating itself. Worst race in GT4? Probably like the second Le Mans 24 hours, because there's two 24 hours Le Mans. There's one with and one without the chicane. But the chicane doesn't make a huge difference, really. That's just another 24 hours. I mean, if you're really into endurances, you can have fun with it, but I did the 24 hours in Le Mans GT5, and I can tell you, even with, like, you know, the you know, luxury of mid-race saving and making up your tire strategies and having weather strategy, 24 hours is a really, really long time to, you know, do the same track. I don't know. When I did my GT4 100% run in 2018, I did B-spec for all the 24-hour races. Because I just don't have the patience to do that kind of commitment. Especially on something where the only thing you're racing is your tires and the AI, which you have to lap quicker or you won't win after an hour. I'm driving terrible on this lap, but oh well. The thing is, Drive Syndicate will add something for the players to do, so they will think because they have something to do, that means it's good. But they don't realize that the content they're actually getting is just obstacles for them to get to a car. Those obstacles is like a full-time job, except they're not being paid. And then, yeah, they'll still fork over money, and, you know, I guess I'm guilty of it by, you know, making content and doing those pack openings and everything, but I watch my YouTube statistics. My viewers go up the most when I opened packs. That time where I opened the SSC Chwatar packs, besides my final live stream where I was quitting the game, the Chwatar packs That was the most viewers I ever had in any Asphalt stream without being promoted by GameLoft. And I had somewhere like 300, almost 400 people watching the stream at once. Just because, you know, they want to see if I got a jackpot on the key. But the gambling thing? Shoot, everyone's guilty of it in Asphalt 9. Is the menu a bit different in GT4 than 3? Of course it is. Have you never played GT4? Like, again, public service announcement. If you have electricity in your house, buy a PS2 and buy GT3 and 4. You just need to experience it for yourself. It is just that good. I will say GT4 is my favorite game of all time, and I think it's the best racing game ever created. But anything else I say sounds like I'm trying to sell it to you, so my only thing I could say is play it yourself. It's just worth it. Also, it's dirt cheap. You've never played Gran Turismo. Yeah. I gotta say, like, watching it is completely different from playing it yourself. So, PS2s go pretty cheap, like about $30 or so, even less if you have a friend who just wants to give it away. And then I've seen both GT3 and GT4 for 99 cents at retro shops. And on eBay they're also pretty dirt cheap if you don't want to hunt for a game. It just works. You bought patch for the Taycan, but isn't that car like irrelevant now? It's not even like the fastest in D class anymore. They just sold you on, oh, buy it because it used to be a VIP car, but now it's, you know, available for everybody. It's like, it's, unless you are really a fan of the Taycan, it's not that worth it. Alright, final lap. We're almost lapping the field at this rate. Just embarrassing. Did you deserve the love? Yeah, it's a PS1 game that has 650 cars and a pretty like great run of tracks. A lot of the tracks from GT3 are borrowed from GT2. It has updated the graphics, but GT2 also has a pretty similar-ish, but it's a shorter game than GT3. But GT2 is actually more similar to GT4. There's the best way I could put it. GT1 and GT3 are related. GT2 and GT4 are related. I'd say GT3 is a sequel to the first Gran Turismo, and GT4 is a sequel to the second Gran Turismo, if that makes any sense. And I'd say all four games are extreme. Is this not Cat with Blue Hat? It's Nikon, but not actual Nikon. But this is a real PS2. I'm playing on a DualShock 2. The real thing. I have my PS2 right underneath this monitor, so it's a real PS2. Alright. For F8 Swish, we will pull into the pits on the last lap, because I am so far ahead. Does he do a full pit stop? No, he doesn't. He just drives into the pits. Here's my advice if you want to play all the Gran Turismos. Get a backwards compatible PS3. A backwards compatible PS3 lets you play all the PS1 games, most of the PS2 games, and obviously all PS3 games. So that's like 6 Gran Turismos right there. So yeah, how did the championship turn out? The blue one wins over the red one. The 2 grade ones are in Pain Town for some reason, because I guess the gray ones can't drive well. There you go. 15K in the bag. Alright. That was the series, so let's get our prizes. I don't even remember what they give you in this series. I don't think it's a Clio though. 60,000 credits, so we're back to 900K. Cool. What's our prize car? Oh, that's a Beetle, isn't it? What color is it? White. Okay. I'll never drive it, but I guess I'll take it. So there you go. All gold trophies. We done. There you go. New Beetle Cup car. We could have used this car in the Beetle Cup way at the beginning of the game, but... And no. Now just collect dust. So... 71.9%? We are slowly progressing through the game still. But, still a lot of racing to go. That's the end of the segment.